What's up, guys? Again, today
my
we're gonna be
fresh.
doing the podcast again.
Again. It's your boy Zoo again.
We'll just dive right into it, man. Like,
Yeah. No introductions. They know who we are.
No, we need
this
to
is the
do
new
say hi.
podcast. We're starting. This is episode 1. We're gonna try and do this as often as we can. I mean, I won't say weekly because that's probably not gonna happen, but pretty much just gonna be talking about random stuff or stuff pertaining to the community, and yeah, we're gonna kind of talk about Black Ops 3 and how that's gonna affect the community when that finally drops later on this year. So yeah, I hope you guys sit back and enjoy.
Grab the popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn is the best.
You sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi, my guys. My name is Waz. I am dropping mixtape soon. Okay, no, seriously. About Black Ops 3, I think if I heard that they're gonna put back the exosuit. So, in my opinion about that,
An exosuit.
I think
Rest in
exosuit
peace.
should be only like something dedicated for the Advanced Warfare stuff because it was like identical stuff that already marked the Advanced Warfare thing. I think it should be only on Advanced Warfare. I don't think it should be on the other games.
Yeah, I don't.
That's my opinion because I mean it should be like a Advanced Warfare exclusive thing, not like sprinting around still and still and still. It was good once, but not twice.
Yeah.
For editing stuff and clips and stuff, it's not gonna be easy, I guess.
The thing about Black Ops 2, I feel like it's like
3.
3. I mean, sorry. I feel like it's like just coming out at the wrong time. I feel like it should have came out before Advanced Warfare, only because like okay, you see Advanced Warfare, they're mostly taking Treyarch's big stuff like zombies and like see the whole exosuit thing and the whole game style and like look of Advanced Warfare. It looks like Black Ops 2. So it's like, yeah, it does like Black Ops 2. It's got the same Treyarch art style and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like when Black Ops 3 came out, it wasn't like, oh, this is some new revolution. You know, this is just like it looks like Advanced Warfare 2 rather than Black Ops 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the specs requirement for the playing game. They're so low actually. I don't think like I really think the graphics are not gonna be that good.
To be fair,
I think they're using the
They
same
are-
exact engine.
to be fair, they are pretty like high for a COD game. I don't think
Oh
a
my
COD
God.
game's.
No, honestly, we need.
I mean, really though, I'm never seen a COD game require HD 6970. You know,
Well,
I mean, sure
Advanced
that's a
Warfare.
low COD nowadays, but even so, I mean,
I mean, Advanced Warfare require more than like a good graphics card.
Anyways, continue. Please.
Please. Where's Joe?
Hello, how are you doing today?
Okay.
Joe.
Dominic.
We interrupt this podcast
for some Rule 34.
show you some 4chan images.
Old square two stroke.
Nah, this ain't 4chan though.
Nah, this is Rule 34.
Rule 34. Oh god. Sounds
Old
bad.
square.
It's a website.
Stroke.
It's
I had to minimize his screen.
I've had a bit of
Didn't know.
Experience
So
with
good
it, so that
with
it
hands
would.
now, did you?
if you know what I mean.
The children at home can't watch this.
Didn't know I was so good with my hands.
Are you
now.
recording this one?
Yes,
like,
I'm recording the
okay.
screen, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, what the
But
hell
it's a
you doing?
podcast, so.
I mean, we're uploading this on
I thought
YouTube
like
too.
you're just gonna have like servers.
He's gonna have to like blur the screen.
Yeah, this is with some black screens right there.
The censorship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you gotta
can't.
put some Mosaic on that.
The mosaic.
Mosaic.
Man, I don't know. I just think when that game finally comes out, that people aren't going to be editing it as much as they did Black Ops 2. Because I mean, yeah, sure, it has theater mode or whatever, but I just don't see people finally transitioning over to a whole nother game. Even though that's what they've been clamoring for years.
I still
there's
feel like
no
the client
console.
people are gonna try to edit it, and as always, because I need to edit the thing. Duh.
I mean, if there's no console, then you're gonna see a lot of people not editing it. It's gonna take somebody like GMs or Sly or
We need
Shout out to James
Animatic
Oak.
or somebody
Sly.
to make a console for it.
and Adam.
Because if nobody makes a console for it, then it's not gonna take off on like the PC side. You're gonna have to select a few people who just want to try it. You know, like how people did in Ghost, and then it's just
Mhm.
gonna be like, oh wow, this is crap to edit. And I feel like like gun movement is gonna be a big issue in that game. Because I mean, if you see like Ghost, for instance, the sniper movement was pretty bad. It's like
The scope took up
Yeah.
the entire screen.
exactly. And then like by the time it came to editing it, you couldn't do like the basic editing conventions, you know, Valen or whatever, because it just didn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Advanced Warfare had one bolt action sniper, and it was like some crazy mechanical rail gun, put one bullet in at a time. It just looks so bad, you know.
Wars.
And like the thing, Advanced Warfare got an external console, but like just nobody wanted to edit it because it just looked like crap. So you know,
I
when
think
Black
it
Ops
got
2,
patched.
I mean Black Ops 3 coming out, and it's gonna look the same as like Advanced Warfare. We don't know anything about the guns. We could probably assume that they're gonna have some crazy space age super rail gun or like built-in arm gun that's gonna serve as the sniper. It's just gonna look like dumb to edit. So between no console and like the actual look of like the futuristic guns or whatever, I don't think editing's gonna have a chance if it. The people just not gonna like the look of it.
Yeah. Well, man, who do you think could even like make it look good? Like.
Yeah, I really honestly it would take somebody like a 3D editor, like Dom or Shuriken. No, Shuriken, it's fucking
Dom
same
and
thing.
Shuriken.
Hey, don't leak my name, man.
Oh,
My secret
they know.
alias.
Well, it takes somebody like
People think
Shuriken.
I'm a girl.
Oh man, oh man.
Not
It'll
anymore.
take like Shurikens or a Lark or a Nikki or something to just come in and like do something crazy with the game.
Mhm.
And then that
Shout
was
out to Nikki and
like
Lark.
that was that was spark public interest, but I don't think people still wouldn't pick it up. You know, I don't think it's gonna take off editing wise. It just doesn't have to look for it.
That's what I think too.
We'll see.
I
I
it's,
mean, like,
didn't-
we already
didn't-
seen like that single player trailer first, then here, don't we?
yeah, they showed
Like,
some
see
multiplayer as well.
maybe, like 2 months in or something.
But didn't
Shut
people
up!
think that about Black Ops 2 as well? Like they were like, "Wow, this game's gonna be so bad to edit."
Well, I don't know. Black Ops 2 when it came
Can't
out, you know, you had the whole rich kid thing, and that kind of made the game really take off.
Yeah, freaking witch kid
Yeah,
speculations.
freaking Vatic. But yeah, the rich kid came and like the game just took off. Everybody was editing it, and then Barada came with the external console later, and then you know got leaked and all that controversy. So then the
much
game all of a sudden is like editable. And same MW3. Nobody wanted to edit it until a console came out. Then it became editable. But the games still have a traditional Call of Duty look. You know, the snipers
Mhm.
still look like snipers. It doesn't look like how the Moors does in Advanced Warfare. All crazy and
Futuristic.
yeah. So like, I feel like if the game doesn't play traditionally, it's not gonna take off editing. Just nobody likes that. To be fair,
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember when like before Black Ops 3 came out, everybody was thinking
Black
it's
Ops
gonna be
2.
a World War II game. You know, like
Yeah.
Right,
like
because they
before, yeah, everybody kept speculating
did all those
World War II and whatever.
Snapchats.
Right. So then, that's what I mean. You see what the hype is. It's not at future stuff. It's at past stuff.
Yeah.
So
And like I don't understand like why they want to go back to that stuff because I mean like we've played the future card and the modern card since like
Mhm.
what, 2007. Like that's a long time, and
Right.
we're still doing it. Like,
I think it would be cool if they went back to where Black Ops 1 was, or like a World War 2, you know, kind of
Right.
dealio.
see, that's what everybody thought with what Black Ops 3 was gonna like be, because all the
Like,
you
what
know,
if they went into like a time machine and like went back? And they were
I
like,
see.
"Whoa."
that would be cool.
Yeah. See, pay me $1 million, Treyarch. Like, come on.
it's
I'm
all
right
it
here.
takes, just $1 million.
thing is, Treyarch is like the only core studio that makes good games nowadays, and like everybody was kind of gunning on Treyarch to like make a not future game, like come through with like Cold War or World War II, and they did not. Did they?
Mhm.
That's
Failed
just like
miserably.
that's people who play COD and editors alike. There's like they didn't come through. So I think the game not only is gonna like flop in that regard, but also like I said, in the editing regard, because nobody's gonna be playing it. It's not gonna catch on. It's not gonna have the look. It's not gonna have the tools. It's just gonna be a mess.
Yeah, and I feel like
A mess of memes.
it'll be like what 3 years straight of just editing Black Ops 2 again.
Ugh.
I think or at least for all you guys that still edit COD. But That's a bleak future. If I'm gonna say so myself.
I mean, you can see already the core community is dying. I mean, if Black Ops 3 was like a good game, I mean, we can't really judge how good it's gonna be because it's not out. But I mean, come on, if it was gonna be a good game to edit, then people would probably keep like the editing community alive. But I say every year we edit the same games, it's like it just keeps dying. We've already maxed out like what we can do on MW2, Co-op 4, MW3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1. Yeah, like we've already expanded all the options on the games.
Yeah.
So you really need like something new to edit. But
Something fresh.
if it's nothing new, it's gonna just keep getting worse. It's like, I mean, I go down my feed and there's like nothing Call of Duty. You know, so.
It's time to switch to CS:GO.
Oh god.
You know how you feel about that one.
Yeah, we are bad to do CSGO clip facting.
Calling us all clip fags.
Hand him out.
I don't know how I feel about the
Oh fuck. Oh sorry.
Jesus, man.
I swear I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But it's a podcast, we need to be serious.
But you know, only I guess, I mean, that's looking kind of worst case scenario. I think on the flip side, you know, like animation wise and whatnot, and just, you know, graphically wise as well, the game does look good. You know, like the
Yeah.
fluidity of the animations and stuff, and the new, you know, new technologies, you know, SSAO and ray tracing shadows and all that jazz. Yeah, the game looks good. The animations are smooth and everything, so it could be a good editing experience. You know, it might look good enough where you don't need a console.
Mm.
And then you remember the whole cast function in Black Ops 2 that people were using before the console came out, where you could take off the whole hood and just kind of leave the kill feed and stuff.
Right.
So, you know, it could be good. You know, it might not be shit.
The only thing is that I'm afraid I won't be able to run it. And, well,
Oh, well,
Really?
what do you use?
Yeah.
I use my crappy 550 Ti, you know?
I think the requirements for Black Ops 2, I mean Black Ops 3 is a GTX 470.
Well, I mean, for Advanced Warfare, of course, it was lower than my card to be able to play it, but it was still really laggy, and I couldn't play it very good quality. But, I mean, if there's theater mode, I'll just time scale it down, should be good.
Right.
But, still.
Gotta play at 720p low textures.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez. I mean, no offense, Joe, but I think in this day and age, most people have at least a 750 Ti.
Yeah,
They're
well,
they're hella cheap.
So
I'm hella cheap too, so.
Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. Oh,
I mean, the 550 has seen its time, you know. I think COD could justify upping the
I get, yeah,
like
yeah.
upping the specifications of it. I mean, it's been years that they've been running on super low. What is it, like modified Quake engine or something?
is that what
So-
they run on?
Yeah, I think it's a modified Quake 3 engine.
And that's for all three of the.
That's for
Yeah.
all CODs, but of course it's heavily modified,
Huh.
built from the ground up multiple times and all that. But yeah, I think
Weird.
they're pretty justified upping the requirements, even if it's just a tiny bit. They do have to keep up with like today's graphics.
Right. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep getting beat out by Battlefield.
Exactly.
Graphic.
And that's another thing. People always complain about how COD looks like crap, but then nobody wants to upgrade the hardware to keep up with COD looking good. Because imagine if COD went like the Battlefield route and was just like, forget about it, we're going all out on graphics. I mean, it's an Activision game. It makes like billions of dollars every time it comes out. You know that they can spend money on an engineering team to make this game look way better than most games out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're seeing Destiny.
Yeah,
That game looks
Destiny.
damn good. Exactly.
great.
So.
But I mean, that is Bungie, though.
Right, but it's still produced by Activision.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Bungie is the one that created the engine and the style of it, though.
I mean, I guess, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I see what you're
I
saying.
mean, they have the money and the funding and the people there for it. So, I feel like if they did that, they would lose a large amount of their audience, and then it would also come down to console support.
Hmm.
Because I mean, PS4, Xbox One, I mean, they're not very powerful machines
Not
by
by any
today's
stretch of the
standards. I mean, what 2 years in, they're already struggling to play games.
imagination.
So
2 years already.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in November.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
jeez. Oh, yeah. So I think, I mean, that's probably partially why they keep the specs low. Heck, they might even know about editing community and just keep it low just to
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder that though, like, do they actually pay
Yeah.
attention to like us? Because I mean, like, we contribute a lot to like just Call
Make
of Duty
better-
in general, like,
Yeah.
right.
especially for all these like major clans that I know they have in contact with.
Phase
Like,
Illuminati.
we're editing all their videos.
Wait,
Right.
RM Academy. Sorry for switching subject.
What? What'd you say?
RM Academy.
What is RM Academy?
Oof. I'll
Something
look
made
now.
by RM, I guess.
Someone?
It's just it's just like some sort of, it's just logo. Okay, it says ARM Academy aims to bring only a team in which you can improve drastically, but also a spectacle for viewers wanting to witness the process of improvement in hopeful editors. I'm guessing it's like a school,
Yeah.
What?
or
Maybe.
like maybe they're just
Wait,
Maybe
this,
it's like-
this is Relative Minds we're talking about, right?
yeah. We're talking about ARM.
Okay.
Okay, let me watch the video.
Shit, I want to be in RM as in a team, not the academy. Please.
So wait, is this kind of like that fractal
Look.
framework thing that they had?
Hello.
No, 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 no.
Academy is a sub-team of the Relative Mind Gym company.
No, I can explain you the fractal framework if you want.
Academy's goal
I wasn't aware of how it actually worked. So
It's like a thing that can help
It
editor
seems
getting
to-
better, but still, it's like you're in a trial in fractal. But it's like easy. It's like you will get more recognition by getting in fractal. But actually, it's like thingy where you can get in fractal easier, so you can judge your trial skills, and then you can be full. But it's a really easier trial. That's the thing.
that's really weird.
Yeah, that's why it got bashed a lot.
Okay, RMA just seems like the red of RM. You know, Fierce is red.
Yeah.
RMA has, I mean, RM has RMA. It's like anybody who can't meet the cut but is still hopeful enough to be in the RM get a chance to like be in a team and then like improve, and I guess to get coached or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
guess.
it's
Work.
kind of like an extended trial system. It's not really it's not that like it's kind of gimmicky. I don't know.
But like, don't they already have trial though? So it's for like the people that can't make trial, but are close. and
I
the people that can make trial get on the.
But they
team.
just wanted to make a channel
I
as
guess
Oh,
I
that's
guess. Or
confusing.
maybe maybe it's just a sub grab. I don't
don't
know. It seems kind of like a subscriber.
But it was
grab.
like a channel that can showcase the work of trial member while they're on the trial period. But it's like it still was. I was the only one to be against it, and now people were like, everyone was against it after a while. I was just putting myself, and then you realize that it was stupid, and then he said, "Well, I'm gonna do it anyway."
What
So I
the-
got kicked.
Are you talking
Okay.
about fractal framework?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So,
I just said it
okay.
was stupid, and people were like realizing more and more after my explanation it was stupid, and then I just got kicked.
So
That's
fractal-
literally how I got kicked.
So fractal framework is like the same as RMA.
No,
Okay. Wow.
RMA is just like something that can help people, I guess.
That's just honestly, it's like it kind of looks like a sub grab to me. I mean, what's the best way to get subs? You just help a bunch of people who suck at it, and then they're like,
Somebody suck at editing.
I mean, they don't suck, but you know, they're in the upper 25 percentile, as Vadik said. So,
Imagine like all the good editor going all for RM Academy.
so loud. Jeez.
And plus, I mean,
Wait,
like,
what was that?
isn't that just RM? Like, how many other teams are there besides RM?
There's
UA.
RM, Fractal, Fracture, UA, us. Well, we're not a
We're
team
just a
now,
group
I
now.
guess.
But
Yeah,
Right,
we're a group. Never.
Is Crunchy still around?
Yeah,
Ooh,
Crunchy's still around.
Crunchy.
Uh,
Wow.
is who else is around? I don't know.
Oh, Raekwon.
Verum,
Oh,
Verum,
no,
No,
Verum.
Rex dead, aren't they?
No,
No, Racom is still there.
Dog,
Yeah,
Rek is
Raekwon
still around, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's still
uploaded
around.
yesterday.
Ah. Also,
Fracture, as I said, Verum.
Verum is
Still
pretty
there.
dead as well. It's been 2 months.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like,
Verum
I have
hasn't
no
uploaded in a while.
much memory, it's private, and it Cuts is like really busy with school.
Right.
So it's fucked for now.
I can't really think of. Let me see. You got UA, RM. That's what I can think
Vegas
of.
Cinema.
Oh,
Who?
my God.
Vegas,
Vegas
Cinema.
Cinema.
Oh gosh.
We can all laugh now.
Yes,
Oh,
Vegas Cinema.
Gotta keep it respectful, man. Can't be calling out these teams on a podcast. It's not right.
Yo, 1v1 podcast.
They are keeping the Vegas community alive, you guys.
Hey, that was
I
our
try to-
community.
It's just you,
man.
Cal.
Hey, I try to kill it. Damn it. I try to kill it, and they wouldn't let me kill it. I ended VU to kill it, and they didn't let me. It's not my fault. These youngins gonna do what they're gonna do.
It's time for you to graduate, Kyle.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah, it's true. It is. I think honestly, being Sunny Vegas only nowadays is kind of just an excuse to be shitty. It's not even like it's not
an
even.
excuse. I mean, I wouldn't say to be crappy,
mean-
but I mean, it's just an excuse for people to be
You're very
minimalistic.
like
Yeah.
you're limiting yourself as an
Yeah.
editor. That's
Right,
the thing.
exactly.
Because I mean, it's not like back in the day where you do a Sony Vegas only edit, you
Right.
do some crazy stuff with it, and it's like, oh my god, that's super innovative.
Right.
Like
You can't-
those
I mean,
days are over. Like
Yeah, we kind of expended all that, hype.
yeah.
Like the hype is going because we done everything.
Plus, everybody uses Sony Vegas now, like just for their flow. Like
Yeah, there's no like reason to be in Vegas anymore. I mean, I'm gonna probably move one like this year. I keep saying it, but I am.
Yeah, 'cause-
Sometime this year. But yeah, honestly, like I said today, like okay, I wouldn't say shitty. Like you guys said, that's rude. Minimal and lackluster. It's an excuse to just like not do anything cool,
Yeah.
rather than how it used to be, like you said, where it was you had to do stuff cool to be like recognized as a good Vegas actor.
Innovative and
Right.
all this crazy stuff that you're not supposed to do at Vegas.
Right. But like,
Wait, which
These-
teams are still there, as we were saying?
there's nothing left for for Vegas editors to
Yeah,
do new.
Vegas
We've
only.
done everything. Like that last jam, 2013 was like the time to be like a Vegas editor. That was the time when it was like, oh my gosh, 3D text. Oh my gosh, look at this 2D. Oh my gosh, effects, masking, animated masks, and
And then,
death mats. All that crazy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just kind of like, oh, you're a Vegas editor. Look at your velocity.
Yeah, I know, man, and that kills me too, man. Cause just people always just focus only on Velo. Just like why? Like you can do so much more, man.
It's
And freaking
like
uploading videos on YouTube, like go
it's
all
like a-
out.
basic convention of editing that's, I guess people just haven't taken it like as something that was basic, and they take it as something that's like an advanced technique, which I don't get why.
Yeah.
What Velo as an advanced technique?
Yeah, everybody sees it as like some sort of godly thing. You're like, oh my gosh,
like,
your Velo is godly, but it's just
It's like,
It's
for me
basics.
personally, the way that I see it now is that Velo is like, if you think about it as a recipe, it's
a
nothing,
base.
it's more so like, yeah, it's the base sort of thing. Like, it's supposed to be in the recipe anyways.
Exactly.
It's something
Yeah.
that's not supposed to be something very creative or new. It's sort of
Right.
like similar to like, back in the day, everyone used Twixtor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it sort of became like this like sort of basis of editing consoles and stuff, because you sort of need it now. It's not something
Right.
that's like really so new that it's now like a I guess like an effect, if it were, because
Right.
everyone treats like velocity as something that's very like, not everyone can do it, and if you can do it, it's like the biggest deal in the whole world. Because like I feel now that velocity now is sort of like, it's needed anyways. It's one of those necessities. Like a good flow is a necessity now.
Right.
It's not necessarily
Right.
a
Yeah.
a feature of the edit. It's something that all edits should have or should strive for anyways.
Right.
Wait, 2 seconds. Okay,
Right.
I just want to say something about the RMA. Yeah. Well, about Cal because he was asking me if it's the same thing. I just watched a video right now. It's not the same thing actually because with fractal firmware you can get in fractal with fractal firmware, but now it's the RM Academy. You can either be on RM or RM Academy.
Uh,
So they're like two separate teams then.
Yeah.
Okay.
One that has lower standards,
Wow,
but
that's-
one that you have a big team.
That's weird.
I guess that's cool.
Yeah, no.
Well,
If I want
back
an
to
app for it, if I want an app for I'm gonna app for the real deal.
exactly. Don't shortchange yourself.
Yep.
If we're getting back to the velocity thing,
Yeah, go.
as
Go back,
Dom
sorry.
was saying, yeah, I mean, it's three basic conventions, I guess, for editing, which is we syncing, a good pacing or flow, as we call it now for some reason, and pan and crop. Those are the three bases of an edit. There's nothing that should be taken as fancy or like an extreme marvel of video editing
Mm-hmm.
because it's a very basic technique. I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, if you've seen 300, they're doing like velocity ramps in it. I mean, it's like it's basic. You know, I mean, it's, just, it's not something that's crazy to do, especially since like it's a default thing as well. Like everything has a remapping of time velocity in it. Like Vegas has the velocity bar, and what A has time remap, and I don't know. I think they have something else. I don't know, but everything has that. Like you can ramp time, pretty much, and that's all velocity is, just time ramping. So, well, pretty much what I'm saying is like what Dom said. It's something that's just a base to editing, and it shouldn't be taken as a skill.
Yeah, like
Well,
you
yeah,
should
I mean,
should just do
yeah.
it, 'cause it
Right, you should
be
just
there
do it
regardless.
party edit.
Yeah,
It's like syncing.
exactly.
If you have an edit where you don't sync, it's dumb. It's idiocy, pretty much.
Exactly. Like people, I think like back in the day, like a long time ago, like syncing was seen as like something that's like so new and like this new innovation sort of thing.
Right.
Whereas now it's like it's a necessity. If you have bad sync, then the edit just sort of falls apart.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I feel as well. So it's like this idea that it's sort of necessary now to have a good velocity and a good structure because that's what it is. It helps you build the whole edit. It sort
Well,
of like makes the edit sort of flow on in a sense.
Mhm.
So it's like it sort of structures the edit in a sense, and everything else sort of like effects and whether it's 2D, 3D, or whatever it is you're doing, that's what's going to be sort of in the creative side.
Right.
Because I don't feel velocity now is sort of to be in that sort of creative side anyways. Because now it's more of a structure now.
But yeah, about the stuff you were saying about at the time before that, people were not really caring that much about the syncing. Well, actually, before the time, it was more about you get the kill on the you get the shot on the song point, or it's nothing. Now today is more like, oh, if this song is gonna go a little higher on the beat, then the sync should be higher too. Now it's pretty much a matter of more detailed stuff related to the song and the syncing of the clip, I guess. Right? No?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah,
No, I
kinda,
get.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
get-
sync every footstep.
Like, we
sync
can't-
every
Yeah, like
Yeah.
singing on the highs and the lows.
Because I mean,
instead of
no,
just-
you can't just
And
like
the
sync a snare
ones.
now. Like if
Yeah.
you sync a snare now, it doesn't work. Like you can't sync every snare. Just doesn't feel right.
That's all we
I
did
remember at
back
one
in the day,
point-
though.
Yeah, like well, at one point back in the day when like flatline editing was still around,
Oh jeez.
there was like I think like people start to realize that in Sony Vegas, if you press M, you put markers on the timeline,
Mhm.
and so that like influenced like those like freaking drum beat edits and
Yeah.
gunshot beat
Oh,
edits,
God.
and it.
Boy.
Oh, that
Freaking
pissed me
Thomas
the
the
fuck off
Tank
because they would
Engine.
get like they get like nearly like 100,000 views,
Yeah.
1,000 likes, and I was like,
Silly thing.
what is this? You can do this in like 5 minutes.
Right.
This guy just cut up gunshots and put it all together, and apparently that's like the greatest thing ever because you managed to like cut up clips that is now
Yeah.
in sync with Thomas the Tank Engine, like you said.
There's like literally a pack where you can. There's a pack that you can download easily where a guy who just recorded himself shooting on the sky, and then you just take that and just put it on the track.
Slap it to some Michael Jackson. It's just terrible.
I'm not. I mean, syncing and stuff. I think it's evolved to the point where it's evolved as far as it's gonna go. It's no.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. You can't take. You literally cannot take velocity anywhere else. We've expanded all the options for like velocity and like syncing style and pacing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a matter of like new people learning it so they can get themselves going in the editing world. But I think they don't want to be adventurous about it. Like they learn basic velocity or they buy tutorials or whatever, and then because they don't want to put any work in, they kind of stick to that only. Everybody's kind of just lazy now. Again, it could be because the lack of games to edit.
See, like you can't. I don't think you can use that as an excuse though, because I mean, even though there's like not that many games to edit to, that still shouldn't stop them from like expanding upon their editing and trying to like create an identity for themselves.
Right.
'Cause, I mean, you can't just stick to like you were saying, just follow like the basic structure of an edit and then calling it a day.
Right.
You're not gonna get anywhere that like with just that. I mean, people have obviously, which I still don't understand to this day, but
I won't call names.
but I mean, it's just like people need to just start doing more. Like I'm gonna always stick to that too, because I don't care what anybody says. Like, if all you do is just the basic bare minimum stuff, your edit means nothing. Like you're literally just doing what everybody else is doing, and that's pointless.
Right. I think people see like people like Nikki, and then they go, "Oh my gosh, I can never do that," and then they kind of shut her down or something.
Like saying you can't be like that.
Right. I don't know. I think it's just it's like it's a mindset thing. People just don't have that same drive as they used to back then to like be innovative and make new edits and like make new effects and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like that era died in 2013. When the whole Vegas versus AE thing kind of died off. It was no more competition that drove the community forward.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think about
it was
that.
no challenge. It was because like, okay, back then it was like, yeah, we just did this in AE. I bet you guys can't do this in Vegas. And then Vegas would be like, oh, look at our velocity or something. I bet you guys can't pull this type of timing map or something. Or look at how good our syncing is in Vegas. You guys can't sync this well in AE type of thing.
Right.
So it like. Without that drive and competition of like people keep challenging each other of like two separate communities within one community that kept pushing each other forward. Without that, it kind of falls apart. Everybody kind of goes off in different directions, but then like there's always the one guy who does something like kind of innovative or catchy. It's like a catchy song. Like I'm not calling out Trip because Trip's a good at it, but 2013 Trip came along. And his stuff was hella catchy. It was like velocity, flow, everything. It was like, yo, this is fucking catchy as fuck type thing. And everybody just wanted to sing the same song. But nobody stopped singing that song. And that's the problem. Everybody just kept singing the song.
And plus, like now I feel like since people are starting to do the whole 3D thing, that's going to be like the next main thing.
I pray that doesn't happen.
I mean, it's gonna happen, man. Like,
but see,
I pray that doesn't happen.
But look, even that's happening on a lazy level. Though. I mean, I don't want to call Dylan it out, but you saw his like 3D stuff in his new edit, where it's just kind of static 3D images rotating in circles.
Exactly,
it's extremely basic 3D, but it's 3D and it looks okay. It looks okay with the edit. So like, people always do it to like a less level.
Well, I mean, I was Dominic. Who? Wait, are we doing a podcast right now?
Yeah. We're still.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say.
What?
Because it's about a person. That's why it's about a person.
Don't mention their name. Like,
I mean, if you don't want to call names,
like, don't call people out.
Okay. Well. There's someone that that I know that we both know that is actually like doing some 3D stuff, but his syncing is just horrible. It's shit.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
I don't
This is terrible. When
look at
my 3D point. Yeah, go ahead.
So like back in the day, right? I keep saying that
Back in
now
the day.
because like
We've been
I
in the
keep
community
thinking that,
forever,
like,
bro.
man, like we had like different periods of time where we had like everyone was into over editing because like Baker did like that fucking
Right.
vicious
Yeah.
thing, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is a new style. Everyone's gonna do it to that style. And then I sort of thought to myself, being like a 3D editor back then, I sort of thought like I really wanted like a year where it was like 3D editors. But now that Nikki's actually here, it's kind of like I am now one of those people who have been like very unique from the start, and then from like that point where like not a lot of people can do it now. So I'm at that stage where it's either like I either want a lot of people to do it where I can help them, or I don't want anyone to do it because I want to stay unique.
Right. Yeah. I feel
So it's like 3D is, I guess it is more complex because you're animating different movements and different movement styles, and it's also versus something such as like rendering where it's like ambient occlusion versus global illumination. You want to get good lighting, but the main thing that I see. The main thing that I see about 3D editors or people who call themselves 3D editors is that none of them necessarily know how to make a good fluent animation.
I can
So
clearly
one
agree
thing
on that.
is that like you sort of see people like what like Cal said, where it's like sort of a very static movement or a very static person in general, where it's not moving at all. So I feel that it's like there's like this sort of thing that people say that yeah, you're a 3D editor because you use a 3D program, but you're not necessarily doing anything outside of that. So it's
Right.
kind of like saying I'm a bodybuilder because I go to the gym, but when you're at the gym, you just sort of sit there. You don't really do anything. So it's kind of like that sort of thing. Like you're there, but it's like you're not really doing much.
Right.
So I don't want to really call people out, but I feel that as a 3D editor, what you should strive for is like, you did learn the fundamentals of rendering, that's great, but to be a great 3D editor, you gotta be focusing more on your modeling and your animating. And more so the animating, because I feel that like there's a lot of animators now that aren't as good as others. I don't know as many good animators in the 3D field. The only one I actually do know is like SLP and Nikki, and that's just about it. Everyone else who's sort of a 3D editor now doesn't necessarily have a good 3D fluidness about it. There's something like very rigid, there's something static about it. There's like maybe he's a bad compositor, maybe he can't like model as well as others, or maybe he didn't model anything. So it's kind of like that sort of sense that like you gotta learn that in order to be sort of a 3D editor, if that makes sense. Because I don't feel that there's like enough good animators now or 3D modelers now than there were like ever. Because I don't think it's sort of hit yet. I don't know.
Right.
Well, I do agree about the fact that you're saying that SLP and Nikki are the main one that can do the 3D stuff, but I think there's like a lot of new stuff that can come to the Resense editor that from the 3D stuff. And yeah, for example, when you're telling that to people when they start calling themselves a 3D editor because they use a 3D program, I mean, yeah, if you're trying to make like only 3D edits or stuff like that, like Nikki does, you gotta start somewhere at least where you can actually start doing bits per bits, is like parts per part. If you're already trying to make something, do something a little bit thing good and then try to do more things good, except for like making one good thing. This is mainly art to just focus on that. Example, like on mine, the new edits I'm making, I'm doing one scene with 3D and I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. I just don't want to make this one perfect instead of just bashing it and just like, okay, there's 3D, wow. Yeah. And I don't know if something a part of the 3D stuff. I don't know if someone here was talking about styles and stuff.
Go on.
Yeah, I feel like more before people were more categorizing the style with the song. On like, okay, it's a glitch song, so we're gonna do glitch.
Yeah.
If we do a techno song, we're gonna do this. I feel like recently the styles are getting mixed up. I've seen like some hardcore edit with some happy CCs and happy effects. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of an off-topic thing, but still, I just wanted to say that.
Do you
Yeah,
guys think do you guys think the community like not being unique kind of helps us stay unique? If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, should we
In
like?
a sense, in a bad
mean-
sense, it does.
I mean,
yeah.
us as editors, though, should we really see this as a bad
Yeah,
thing?
well, I mean,
that the
it's still like
competition
real
isn't
life. You
doing
need
good?
bright people to do the bright stuff, and we need stupid people to do the stupid stuff.
Right,
I
like
don't
I
know
said,
if you know
should we be upset that like the community is keeping us good?
I mean,
But it
I think
but like
I
the
mean,
But
community.
for us, the thing is that for us, we've always been that sort of unique in our
Right.
way. Because back then as well,
Yeah,
you
I
are
get that.
unique, and you've always been unique through that time
Right.
as well.
No.
So it's not like at one stage or another you weren't unique, because at this stage now, it's because of your uniqueness back then that you are as unique as you are now. If that makes sense.
Yeah. that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Well, it depends, because when you're talking about is there unique before, I was doing shit. I mean, my style just very like I can do dubstep and I can do like other stuff. I don't think I'm really unique for what I do, because I do a lot of things. And I just don't think I'm like unique for something. And now I just do stuff, and I'm like, okay. I don't know if you understand what I meant. But it's like, I mean, you're
But I
just
think
saying.
that's because you were just learning back then.
Yeah.
right.
I don't think it's because you were like trying to be unique. You were just pretty
You
much
just
like learning
tried
how
to-
to swim.
Yeah,
pretty
no,
No, no, no,
much.
but I mean, I'm still
the
learning
ropes.
at the moment how to swim, because I'm really interested in what all the other style are trying to do and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not really
I think
aiming
that's more
to one style.
experimenting than learning, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But see, that's
Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
that's
understand
true.
fundamentals, and you do understand how to sync and do velo and all this stuff. There's nothing really much to learn but to experiment for what you already know.
Yeah, I learned the varieties. That's mainly what I
See, that
try
brings
to
up
do.
something interesting then, right? Because, like, bringing up, like, how people, how back then we kind of used to just kind of flail around and, like, experiment. But, like, it was, like, a whole, like, generation of editors were just doing the same thing at the same time. Like, everybody was flailing around and experimenting. So when you failed, it wasn't like, you suck real bad, and, like, everybody got all, like, angry at you
Right.
because how bad it was. Everybody was at the same stage. But now, you've got the people who have established themselves and are good at something, and like basic Velo and stuff passes off as something good. So if you try something out the box and fuck up real bad, you get super ridiculed.
You
It's
get
like
crucified,
this is super
man.
shit. Exactly, you get fucking downright strung up by your neck.
Yeah. So it's like
So
that's.
then
Go on.
Go on.
Go on.
No, you go one.
I mean, that was kind of like one of the reasons why I stopped editing COD, because like I was still like trying to do my thing, like and utilizing my style that I had like back in the day or whatever.
Right.
Like I was still like kind of like building it up.
Right.
Like I noticed whenever I get uploaded on a community channel, I get like a bunch of hate from like most of the Flow Boys or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I remember
like-
when you got Naibu Tree on Editor's Club.
Yeah, I mean it did good on Editors Club, but PGT World it got crucified, man.
Oh,
And,
I-
Man, fuck that channel, man.
Talking
Talking shit
Welcome
about my
to
black
Frank's
rock,
They
I'm
World.
like,
upload pranks now, but
yeah. Well, not now, because I got banned.
Well, I mean that's all you gotta say. They
yeah,
upload
but I mean it's just like kind of discouraging for like the people that have been in the community for so long, and then for them to try and like still like show off their craft, and they still get taken down from
Right.
like the new people, and like that's not right. Like 'cause the same thing happened to like Oakley Boy.
Right.
Like I mean, because like when he I think he said he got second place in was it Fractal Films editing contest or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got like second place with one of his edits, and like his edits, similar to mine, like 2D work or whatever. It's like not your usual like velo or whatever.
Right.
And like people hated it. They were like, "How did this dude get second place?" And I'm just
Yeah,
like, "Are you
same.
kidding?" I'm like, "Do you see like all the stuff that he did? Like compared to everybody else's entry, besides like maybe third and first, like he blew them all out of the water, but people didn't like it because it's something that they weren't used to." And like
Yeah, it's like
You
if
know,
you
just
take a
got tired of it.
carrot. Yeah, go.
I just got kind of tired of it, so I didn't see the point
Oh.
of continuing on with like what I was doing. But,
Yeah. Well, it's like if you take a karate master or something like a martial art master, and just like you just kick him out of, and he's like, yeah, let's do my rule now, and then he's like, yeah, let's learn. Remember the tradition stuff. Fuck them all and do new stuff, and then people are getting like, yeah, we're gonna do that instead of that, and then you watch and then the old editor watched that, and they're like, eh.
Yeah.
I feel that it's more like one of those like difference in sort of culture. That's my sort of analogy. So you've been like you were brought up with this certain sort of concept that you eat different food or you do different things during the morning or whatever,
Yeah.
and like you go to somewhere that's completely new and they sort of think to themselves like, this is really weird because obviously they haven't seen it before, or maybe they weren't around when you were doing it, or maybe they're just very ignorant about it.
Well,
Because I
you-
feel that's the same about like cut editing, because it's became such a convention to have good velo that you sort of think to yourself, if it doesn't have good velo,
It's not
then
good.
what
Yeah.
what is it? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But then
new in the
it
new
becomes
in the same
ignorant
culture. I
because-
mean, you mean?
Well, not the same culture, because like I feel that like well, me and Zane, we grew up not knowing what velo was until like 2013 or 2012. So we basically, for me personally, all I did was I twisted different parts where I thought it didn't warp as much, and I didn't really care about like what velo was because I didn't know what it was, and that's pretty much what it was. It was just me syncing, and then I just twisted a bunch of like random points. Like you can see it if you go to one of my edits, go to Ambition V2, go to that edit. I twisted a bunch of random parts where I shoot afterwards, and I didn't have any sort of flow whatsoever. And that's what I was trying to say is like, it's that sort of thing where I didn't grow up with this expectation that velo was the greatest thing and the most essential thing, but it was
our effects and stuff carried our edits. Like,
yeah. But because it didn't have that at the time, apparently it became very bad. Now it's because it is bad, because apparently, you know, it doesn't have velo. But even though I did 3D and I did have an original idea and I did 3D modeling and put the character in the place and all that sort of shit, apparently it's still bad because my velo's not there.
Right.
yeah.
Okay. See, do you guys think cut editing's being taken too seriously?
Yes.
Yes.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
like
sometimes.
See, I think like the reason why like Velo and stuff is running rampant is because it's an easy style to get praise from. And, you know, since
Yeah.
since like everybody's taking it so seriously, like it's some
Yeah.
some sort of verification of themselves or something. They stick to the easy stuff to get praise rather than like trying new stuff because they're taking it super like serious to the life. You know what I mean? Like if they
Yeah.
get a bad rating on cut, they get upset. or
Yeah,
something.
and especially when people like write in comments or the description of videos, like saying trying out new experiment, and in the writing in the comment section, I was just trying an experiment because they're trying to compensate for
Right.
experimenting. Like you shouldn't feel bad for that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Yeah,
apologize for something that you wanted to try and do.
Exactly.
Because that's how
Exactly.
styles were made. You go through like someone like Agony, right? He did like metal edits and metal trailers for the longest time, and
Yeah.
everyone hated that style of music. Now you go to like today, you got people who were like motivated behind that. Me, for example, you got people like me, Fayaz, Enigma, people who like listened to that music but were very afraid to use it because of how the comment section treated him. So I feel that it's like do what you want at this point, because at this
Yeah.
point, like, the community is like ignorant as hell. You might as well, instead of pleasing them, just do it for yourself. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what everyone else is doing, and don't worry if like the music that you like is not like freaking DMB Hootie Allen shit. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that shit. Just do your own music. Be
Yeah,
the fuck
exactly.
you
I
want
was
to be.
I was thinking exactly about that. I really, it's really frustrating when you see in the comment that like, yeah, that style doesn't fit you that much and stuff. You should go back to the dubstep style or something like that. I mean,
Exactly.
why do people telling you what to do? You're passionate about what you're doing and you want to try new stuff. It's like a chef that's like good at making dessert but wants to try making nice breakfast stuff, and people are gonna like, no, you do dessert, you stay in
Yeah.
dessert, you can't do anything else. But he's trying to do like something else. He's trying to make it. He's trying to.
You
Diverse his
guys
passion.
remember?
He wants Fagua.
You guys remember what's his name? Oh, I think it was Tiny, and he
TNY?
experimented by
Oh,
he
yeah. He
experimented
did do
doing
hard
hardstyle edits,
Yeah.
and at one point he didn't do a hardstyle edit.
Everybody
He did
was
like a
like,
chilled edit, and
"No."
everyone like just shout on him saying, "Where's the hardstyle? You shouldn't do this. It doesn't suit you."
Yeah.
And he went on to do like hardstyle V fucking what,
20,
like 15,
17.
18?
Well,
25?
actually,
Yeah, I was like, he was stuck in that one style because apparently his sub base was built off like that one particular style of
Yeah.
music.
yeah.
And
Well,
that's
actually,
like
fun
so
fact.
sad to think about that.
Fun fact: he's the guy who told me that I shouldn't do the style of my last edit.
Oh,
That's
GG.
the- Well, still, I mean, yeah.
And then you got people like Vano, and Vano just wants to be friends with like Zayn and stuff. No, I'm kidding.
We're not gonna go down that road. Man.
I was about to ask
He's
for this fan, but then I realized.
You
That's
know,
okay. I know him. That's okay.
But Joe, what do you think about the whole like Velo expectations? Because I mean, I know you were on trial with us for a while before we made the change and
You're
switched
still on
you
trial.
over. No, there's
Well,
no more trials. But
No.
I try to do a lot of different stuff other than just Velo,
No,
because
you
like
trial.
there were times where I would be like, man, I'm doing way too much with my stuff here. I should just try and purposely do not that much. And I don't know, I just ended up putting effects anyway, and I'm like, that works better. And I don't know, I just think editing without effects is just pretty boring, and I don't see how people find it really fun to edit without any effects and trying new things.
right.
Maybe it's fun for them, I don't know, but for me personally, I don't think that'd be any fun.
I like.
I think it's also that idea of like being active versus being inactive, because I feel that like a lot of people are very concerned that if they're not going to be very active, they're going to lose subs and they're not going to get enough views or they're not going to grow. Because people are very concerned about their popularity now. They're not really doing it for the sake that
It's a
you
passion.
start because, yeah, it's a passion. Like the reason you pick up a pencil and you start drawing, or the reason you pick up a guitar and start playing it, isn't because like the first thing you think about is, man, I'm going to make so much money doing this.
Right.
No, it's
Exactly.
just like the very first thing you think of is like, you're going to enjoy this, you're going to experiment, and that's what you do. It's what you love. Because that's the mentality that people have, is that if I do this, I can get popular. And that's why a lot of people quit, is because they
Yeah.
have this high expectation that I don't have to do this for fun, I can do this as a living.
And they just immediately quit because they're not the standard they want to be. And it's exactly the same point as you were saying with the guitar and stuff. And some people are saying, I'm gonna start guitar to impress girl, but then it's like automatically see that they're pretty shitty and not really good at the guitar, and it's just like, oh, I suck, I should not do that anymore, and then they just go away with it. I mean, if you want to do something, don't do it for the main goal of it. If you want to play guitar to make the songs and have fun sharing your stuff and fashion you want to have for the guitar. Don't do it for like, oh, I'm gonna get the girls or anything like that, or I gotta get fame and stuff. I mean, you do it for the beauty of music or anything like that. You're not gonna do that for anything else. If you're gonna do it for anything else, it's not gonna give you the result you want it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't do it for self-satisfaction, if you do it something outside of doing it for yourself, so if you do it for money, if you do it for popularity, if you do it for like something that sort of happens for people,
Right.
Try not
You're
to
not
treat it
really
like a
gonna
job.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
a hobby. Editing is just a hobby, and especially chord editing in general. I think a lot of people who edit, they want to be like, I'm gonna be a superstar video editor. Unrealistic expectations that chord editing can take you to fucking Transformers. And it's just, I mean, if you're not putting in work like with, you know, actual post processing or 3D, then you're not going anywhere. You know, if you sit home and only do chord, that's fine. You know, it's just a hobby. But if you do chord with the mindset of, I'm gonna get 10,000 subscribers, and then I'm gonna get picked up by Michael Bay, and he's gonna take me to a studio, then it's like, no, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You know,
Yeah.
it's just.
those are sort of things that just sort of will happen if you're good. But I
Right.
feel that people are treating it like they have to aim for that. Whereas if you're having fun with it, if you're enjoying what you do, people will notice you. But if you're treating it like a job and you sort of treat it like you have this expectation that if you you have to succeed whether or not it's going to be like being inactive and being very minimalistic, you're not really going to get very far. Because
Right.
people who have that sort of art form where they sort of like spend like 3 years writing one song and doing like years of work painting like just a very small portrait, they put like months of effort into just one particular thing.
Yeah.
Whereas you are like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna put it here, and you're very structured. Whereas it's not very flowing into like your creative mindset. You're doing
Right.
this for the sake of something else. And I think that's probably why you look at like artworks nowadays and they sell for like what, like $1.6 billion, and they look like a piece of shit.
Right.
It's because there's like meaning behind it. I don't like it. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna support that shit.
Art is
because
subjective.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
subjective,
but it's
man.
like
Can't judge
the
art.
time that person went through to in order to make that. Because
Right.
a lot of people say that I can make that in like 3 seconds. That's true, but like, why are you doing it? Did you do it for money? Did you do it to prove a point? What did you do it for? Because that person obviously did it for a different reason than you.
Right.
If the person wanted to take more time to doing it, he's just really concerned and really passionate about what he wanted to do. He really wanted to do and obtain the goal he wanted to do. He's not really gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do that in 3 seconds and stuff. Okay, and where's the point? I mean, the guy tried to do it like in time, but he wanted to make it better, more time, more quality, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to go back to something you guys said earlier there, right? About like songs influencing editing, like styles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like even that has become kind of a trend. You know what I mean?
Well, using like hip and trendy
Okay,
songs to carry.
Do you remember, right? Last year, didn't I predict 2015 would be the year where people experiment, like, well, quote unquote, experimental with the lo-fi music, and like, you remember, you remember that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like, what has happened? 2015, everybody's doing exactly that. They're using the lo-fi music and, well, you know, slowly transitioning back to the glitch-looking kind of edits, and you know, I think like song styles and like, I almost want to say that the SoundCloud community influences editing, like
I can see that, yeah.
just like editing that. I mean, songs that are like trendy for the year, edit like really influenced the editing. Like 2012 dubstep, and like what was 2012 over edits type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Then 2013 you had like
Trap.
Flume coming, yeah, Flume was
Trap.
coming in and all that, and what did you have
Hoochie.
exactly? Exactly. So it's like you think, like, I want to say, like we had default of all this, like flow edits and everything, and like edits that just happen like to look the same and everything. I almost want to say it's default of the music people listen to. I don't want to blame the music, but
I feel that's also part of demographic as well.
right.
What do you mean by
I
demographic?
don't know. Because I don't know a lot of like 13-year-olds that listen to metal.
Yeah, but I don't know
Because I
what
feel that like, I don't know, it's also part like, how do you find code montages and code edits and stuff? And if you find it like through FaZe and through a clan,
right.
their song choices aren't very diverse in terms of like, outside of what, rap and
Logic.
DMV.
But I was in the third
Yeah.
I thought I was gay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
Like
people like sort of judge like that sort of like high sub counts as being the most relative to I guess our community. Whereas the editing community in itself is like, you have to be very open-minded about like different styles of music and different styles of editing, because then where are you gonna go if like all you did was the same thing over and over again just with a different color correction? And even then it's probably like a preset from some other guy that you just got.
It's
fine.
self-understanders.
Either way, I think it's a slippery slope for the editing community. Like, I mean, when you combine like nobody's really trying to be innovative with the fact that there's like a lack of new stuff to edit, and then you got the main key players nowadays. Even them are not doing anything. Most of the people who were doing stuff either drop an edit of like a few times a year, or they don't edit anymore.
Yeah.
So like between, you know, the easy praise from Velo and nobody to like challenge anybody, that's probably the main issue. Like there's no drive, there's no challenge anymore. You can get by with your bare minimum and still have your big following of like 3,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, you see people do like OCC clips and like get like 5,000 views on OCC clips, like 300 likes
insane.
and 5,000 views, and it's like, why? Why? Then you got some people with like small editors, it's like 500 subs doing the most that they can, only getting like 200 views in edit.
Yep.
And then I think the when a small editor is doing something that's slightly like amazing, it gets ridiculously overpraised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
have
that's
you seen that
that's
recently,
just setting
like-
them up for failure too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. People are kind of one-trick ponies now. So it's like, and because they keep getting praised for it because it's slightly different from the rest of the community, like it also stifles their growth. Like, I mean, they're good. I almost wish that they didn't get discovered so early, because then they probably could have more chance to experiment. But
Yeah.
I don't know, that could be a problem.
I don't know
with,
if you've really saw that the views of the edits are getting less views, but there's like more likes, so you can clearly see
Yeah.
that likes are getting more influence about if the edit's good or not. I mean,
This-
before like the 100 likes was a lot of like for people who
Right.
made an edit. Now it's like it seems like it's nothing right now because like everyone is getting that for like, oh, you did the nice bankrupt, let me give you all my likes. And I don't know.
That's-
I think the like thing is just due to YouTube's view count or something. It is strange because nowadays I get like almost 200 likes or more, but I would only have like 960 views or something.
yeah.
Rather than before, I would have like 4,000 views before I got to 200 likes. So
Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't
what
really-
they've done.
I don't understand the YouTube new view counter. It might be more accurate now, or it might be like if they don't view the whole video, it doesn't count as a view or
Yeah,
something.
I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't understand it to be honest, but whatever. I would complain.
That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, as a whole.
In the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Anyways, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna head out.
Yeah,
for
we've hit
today.
an hour and
Yeah.
1 minute.
Oh shit.
So it's
Wow.
crazy. So yeah. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Black Ops 3
Uh,
will not save us. We're gonna die.
The end is
Yeah,
near.
Yeah, a quick summary, Black Ops 3, I think it's gonna be nice. Still having the issues of we gotta be stuck playing Black Ops 2 too again. And yeah, the condition of the community is mean.
Everybody switch to GTA 5 and real life videos.
Oh
The
no.
end is nigh. It's not too late.
I want to move on to Source.
Ah.
Source filmmaker. Shrek
I
is
would've
love,
done-
Shrek
I
is
mean, like
love.
Source Filmmaker, not Source CS:GO Source.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
I was about to
I'm
design
gonna
you.
make like Shrek videos.
Gmod videos.
Yeah.
Shrek is life.
So you guys want to go around the table and like give like your Twitters and YouTubes and all that stuff. Your
Tubes and the
shameless
tweets.
promotions.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, well,
Follow
follow me, Mama and Joe. YouTube, Mama and Joe. Twitter, Mama and Joe. MySpace, Mama and Joe. It's all good.
Fucking MySpace.
You should have followed my MySpace, yeah, exactly. No, but shit, seriously. Well, I'm Wars. Wars edits, Twitter, Wars edits, Selfie, Wars edits. I don't know what else to say.
Wow, follow me at Twitter /2pillows with a Z. Follow me at YouTube at /Paizu. And yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Don't follow me on SoundCloud. That's still
I'm
my songs.
Dom, the editor behind Shuriken Arts. You can follow me at MoaChanLover63
Oh my
at
Nice.
Twitter. I also run the Baby Metal website at babymetal_Japan. You can follow me that on Twitter. I also have a fan site.
Of course.
It's called
It's called
Baby
Facebook.
Metal Love Fan page on Facebook. We have 10,000 followers.
Oh,
And
jeez.
Good.
yeah,
Let-
just keep your eye out. I'm gonna be uploading very soon. Not really, jokes. Haha, gotcha.
Aha,
And
Got him.
got him. And yeah, that's about it. Ashes of Thought, and yeah, see ya.
You would do that. But yeah, thanks for checking out the podcast. We will try to get these out as often as we can. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.